Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading for the week of September 30th. You start with this crow spirit. It says, you will soon receive news that will bring some blessed experiences into your life. You also have this moth spirit. It says, appreciate where you are in your journey instead of wishing it was easier or different. So I like that. A lot of the readings have been talking about blessings, and which is kind of like a change from the last month or so. And, so again, there definitely could be blessings coming in for you. You have the Tower, as always, Scorpio. I mean, the Tower is your card. You always get the Tower with me. So unless you are having constant Tower moments, which is possible, I just feel like the Tower is you showing up in the reading. So I wouldn't worry too much about it yet. We'll see what happens when we clarify. You have the Nine of Cups, the Three of Cups, and the Tower. The Nine of Cups is about fulfillment or like wish fulfillment. And so there could be some sort of wish coming in for you, or you could be kind of like manifesting something that you've been wishing for with the Nine of Cups. And again, you have that crow spirit, which says you will soon receive news that will bring some blessed experiences into your life. So, the Tower this is a very good reading, number one, minus the Tower. But, to me, the Tower is a good card, just in the first place. I don't know, I think the Tower gets a bad rap for really no reason. It's about coming back down to reality. So it's like, how is coming into reality a bad thing, right? or how is being realistic a bad thing? I just don't see it as a bad thing. But you have the Nine of Cups, which is wish fulfillment. Again, you have all these good cards: World, Sun, Two of Cups, High Priestess, Queen of Wands. It looks really good. So I feel this is talking about a wish. You have the Three of Cups, which would be a celebration. These three ladies here are celebrating a harvest. And so right next to it, you have the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is my card of planting seeds. And then right next to that, you have the Sun. And the Sun causes seeds to grow or grow better. And so I feel for a lot of you, this could say that you are about to be celebrating a harvest, or you're about to be celebrating something that does make you very happy. You do have the Ten of Wands in the next row. And whenever I see the Ten of Wands and the Three of Cups in a reading, it always says to me that, again, if you're trying to do everything on your own, you're probably going to have a hard time. But if you, if you are asking for help, then things will be easier. So I kind of feel like this is saying make sure that you ask for help if you need it. You have the Tower, which again, I feel like could just be you. We're going to clarify the whole reading. We'll see what comes up. But, I kind of feel this could be you. It could be a reality, but this also could be like a surprise blessing, like on that crow spirit says. It says you will receive news that will bring some blessed experiences. So, this could be insight. Sometimes I feel the Tower can bring in insights, because the lightning bolt is hitting the top of the Tower. The lightning bolt is like a light bulb moment, or, a sudden insight. And so you could be receiving a sudden insight that kind of leads to some blessed experiences. But before we say more, let's actually see what the cards say. With the Nine of Cups, you have the Ace of Pentacles. Definitely could be news. In the Lenormand card reading system, the Ace of Diamonds is the letter, by the way. And so, this could be literally news coming in for you. The Ace of Diamonds could be the Ace of Pentacles. I realize that I'm making some connections here, but at the same time, the Ace of Pentacles definitely could be a message or of an opportunity that is coming in for you. And the Tower could just say that this is going to cause a big change. That if you get, let's say you have a job and your boss is like, oh, we want you to, open a new office in California, and you have to, and maybe you're in New York, then that's this could be a big change that is coming in for you. I'm not saying it has to be that big, but this could be an offer or an opportunity for a big change in your life. And it is interesting. We have the Tower of the World. The Tower can sometimes just represent a move, and so some of you could be just moving, or you could be getting the opportunity to move. With the Three of Cups, you have the Emperor here. The Emperor would be about you kind of staying in the lead. I kind of feel that for you here, where it's saying that you need to stay in the lead. But also, here's the thing. Whenever I get the Ace of Pentacles and the Emperor, he has his armor on underneath his cloak. And sometimes I feel that the Emperor just says that when an opportunity presents itself, take it. He is ready to go at a moment's notice. So even if you are getting a sudden opportunity, or a sudden offer for something, the Emperor would kind of say that it's going to lead to a celebration with the Three of Cups, and you should just accept the opportunity or just take it, right? With the Tower, you have the Six of Swords. You could be healing from a Tower moment. And one thing I love about this is you have two sixes right here. If you've been watching me for a while, you know that I love two sixes. Two sixes says that you're going in the right direction. You're on the right path. You're going the right way. and you're doing the right things that you need to be doing at this time. So I kind of feel like you are going in the right direction if you are moving away from something. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have the Scrying card. It says True Future on it. You have this Horus card. It says Slow Victory on it. That would be the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is your first card. And the Ten of Wands can be a slow victory. So I feel for a lot of you that, the Slow Victory card is basically talking about this. He's about to have his harvest. He's almost reached his home in the background here. And so, again, I always say, personally, I like the Ten of Wands. I know some readers don't, but, personally, I think it's a good card. He is burdened, yes, but he is also very close to his goal right here. Those 10 wands are his harvest. And he planted those 10 wands in his field, and now he's bringing them home. So I feel for a lot of you, it has been a long journey to get to this point, but you are definitely about to have some sort of harvest. You have the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles is equal give and take, and it's also planting seeds. And so I love the Six of Pentacles for putting work into anything that you're working on. I always say with the Six of Pentacles that we need to pay attention to what works. So, if you're putting work into something like a job, a business, or whatever, it says, try some things, new things, see what works, see what doesn't, and double down on the good stuff. And that is the secret to success with the Six of Pentacles, is to just, double down on the things that are growing and get rid of the rest. You have the World here. I feel a lot of stuff on this World. Number one, I do feel that you could be feeling accomplished. The World is a card of accomplishment, but I kind of just get the feeling that you feel accomplished with that Ten of Wands. Again, the Ten of Wands says you've been on this long journey, and now you're just feeling accomplished. I also feel that some of you could definitely be moving or traveling at this time. On top of that, you show up right here as the eagle or the phoenix, whichever you prefer. So whenever you show up as yourself, which you kind of do twice in this reading, that puts you in a position of power and strength, and it really allows you to get what you want from the reading. The other thing I'm getting is that some of you could literally be creating a new world. She is a sorceress, this lady in the middle of the card, and she has these two wands. One wand is kind of like the magician's wand. The other wand is more about the actions that she's taking or actions she could take to create her new world. And so a lot of you could literally be creating a new world by taking action and with your powers of manifestation. So if there are things that you want to manifest here on this earth, then I would say use both. Manifestation and action is probably going to be your best bet. I also feel that you could just be starting a new journey. The World, we go from the Fool to the World, and then we usually start all over again as the Fool. So you could be starting something new. With the Ten of Wands, you have the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is like asking, is this ever going to end, right? So you've been working very hard, and you're wondering if you're going to reach a finish line. That's the energy I kind of get here. And, again, the good news is I feel the Ten of Wands is saying, yes, you are very close to your finish line. He has this comfort blanket on his lap right here, and this blanket has a bunch of astrological symbols all over it, and it kind of represents all of the experiences and lessons he's learned. There are a bunch of astrological transits there as well. And it kind of says that he's learned a lot through his journey. So the blanket is meant to provide him comfort in his distress, because it's meant to say you've learned a lot, you can handle a lot at this point in your life. But I also just feel that you are wondering if something is going to ever end, and I feel like this is saying yes. With the Six of Pentacles, you have the Two of Wands here. Two of Wands would be about getting out into the world, especially since you have the world. He has the whole world in his hands. Sometimes I think we get to a point in life where we think we know how everything is going to go because we've had a lot of experiences. The story of him is that he thinks he knows everything. He rushed to a finish line and he accomplished his goal, but he didn't enjoy the journey. And so now he thinks that there's nothing new for him. But if he looks in his hand, he will see that he has the whole world in his hands. There's so much more that he could go experience, do, be, have, create, whatever you want to call it. And he just needs to get out into the world and have new experiences just in general. With the World, you have the Page of Swords. Yeah, it's time to get curious. I think this would solve a lot of problems, especially if you are experiencing, if you feel like you're on a hamster wheel, or if you're experiencing just doing the same thing every single day. I think sometimes the easiest way to get out of a rut is to just do something different, literally. And it doesn't matter how small or big it is. Just go have a new experience. If you always go for a walk and you go in one direction, go another direction. If you always shop at the same store, go shopping at another store. I know it sounds really silly, but sometimes that's all we need to do. We just need to break up the routine and have new experiences. And doing that will expand our worldview. The world is all about expanding your worldview as well. But again, if you're doing the same thing day in, day out, which trust me, I get stuck in a rut all the time. But usually when I do, I go and I mix it up, and it makes things more exciting. It kind of opens up your brain to new ideas. The list goes on and on there. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this mongoose. It says self-assertiveness, genuineness, and candidness. Every single Scorpio I've ever met in my entire life is like a little mongoose, so that makes perfect sense. You have this kiwi. It says awareness, psychic attunement, and fidelity. I feel we are in a time of assertiveness, just kind of like trying to allow things to happen. I do think we should be in allowance, right? We should be in the energy of allowing things to happen. But I do feel we need to be a little bit more assertive and action-oriented at this time. You have the Queen of Wands as your first card. So again, she is very action-oriented, and I do feel that for you. I feel that you could be very in tune at this time with the Kiwi. It says assertiveness or awareness and psychic attunement, so you could be very in tune with your intuition, and I would pay attention to that. You have the Queen of Wands. Again, she needs to be bold and assertive and really go for what she wants. She is my card of learning as you go. So if you don't know how to do something in your life, she says do it anyway and just learn as you go. I think that will be the most powerful thing for you to do, is to learn as you go. She is also she doesn't care what anyone thinks as well. And I do feel that's important for you for whatever reason, to not care what other people are thinking or saying about the journey that you're on. It's like you're always going to receive judgment, and I do feel we are in a little bit of an extra judgmental time right now. So, you could be receiving extra judgments for the choices you're making. But again, it's your life. I think you need to focus on the sun. She has this sunflower on her card right there, and the sunflower points towards the sun. So she allows her joy, happiness, her peace, things that make her feel that way, things that make her feel desire or things she desires to do. That's the direction she moves in. And so I feel for a lot of you, this reading is definitely saying move towards the sun, because obviously the sun is the best card in the tarot. The sun is also a card of ease. This little baby is carrying this big banner, but he's doing it very easily. And the whole point of the banner is that, again, he's not struggling to do something. So I feel for a lot of you, this is about you releasing the struggle, going this way. And this could be in any area of your life. You do have the Two of Cups here, which could be love. So some of you could definitely be attracting happiness through love. But the Two of Cups is really you and your higher self. And so a lot of you are probably being guided by your higher self at this time. You have the Hierophant. The Hierophant is about blessings and receiving blessings. The Hierophant is also about kind of bringing your vision down to earth, which I think is more important right now. Again, I think right now at this time that we all have this crazy vision because of Neptune and Pisces for our lives, like our independent life. And the Hierophant says you have this vision. You can communicate with both sides. You have the Two of Cups, you and your higher self. You need to make sure you're taking that vision and bringing it down to earth in any way that you possibly can. Even if you have to draw it with crayons on a piece of paper, I don't care how you bring your vision down to earth, but I would do something about it. Because once you take that first step, like the Six of Pentacles, which we have right here, it's like once you accept the opportunity to bring your dream down to earth, you take the first step with the Hierophant, then everything else will start falling into place. So again, I would bring your vision down to earth any way possible. With the Queen of Wands, you have the King of Wands. I do feel there could be a very passionate connection coming in for you. These two are divine counterparts, the Hierophant and the High Priestess. I feel like they are better divine counterparts than the Emperor and the Empress, because it's like more of a spiritual connection. Definitely could be a fire sign. Could be any sign. This is a general reading. Could also be, you have water, air, you have everything. You have water, air, fire, earth. You have everything here. So it could be any sign that's coming in for you, but I feel like there could be a lot of desire that you will have for a person. I feel like saying in the future as well, so it might not be like this second that you attract this person, it might be in the future. With the Sun, you have the Queen of Wands, again, so literally what I was saying about moving towards the Sun, that's all I feel there. With the Hierophant, you have the Ace of Cups, so this could definitely be a person coming in for you in love. It could just be a person that you have your eye on, that makes you happy. Again, I don't think anyone, I don't think that's a good reason to get into a relationship, is to, find someone to make you happy. You have to make yourself happy. But again, like I always say, if the person makes you happy, that is not necessarily a bad thing either, right? As long as it's not your only source of happiness. But again, I'm contradicting myself a little bit here, but I do feel that there could be a person that will make you feel happy, or that you just look at like the sun, that as something that you want to move towards. So I would pay attention to that. I feel that, Hierophant is marriage, so could be really good. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this Time to Go card and this Deep Knowing card. So you have that 10 of Wands and 9 of Swords. Like I was saying, I was getting the message of like, when is this going to be over on the 9 of Swords, or something similar to that. And so I feel like you're leaving something behind, which is probably a good thing. The Deep Knowing card, I do feel, could be about love. So again, if you just know that a person is for you, if you just feel it, then it's probably true. You have the 4 of Swords, the High Priestess, and the 2 of Cups. The 4 of Swords, of course, is resting, relaxing, recovering, healing. I think it's a great time to do this. The closer we get to the end of the year, the closer we get to the Mars retrograde. And I've been telling people since like August at least that we need to kind of gather our energy. The other thing I encourage people to do is look for something that gives you energy. It's like there are, hobbies can fulfill us, certain movies, things that we enjoy doing. All those things can fill us with energy. So again, we are not a victim to astrology or to tarot or anything like that. That's why I always tell people, find a solution. Yes, there's a Mars retrograde, but can you go find a video on YouTube that motivates you? And when you don't feel motivated during the Mars retrograde, watch that video, right? There's a solution. Is there a hobby that makes you feel better after you do it? During Mars retrograde, do more of that hobby, right? Like I always say, tarot, astrology, it's not a prison sentence, but we are responsible for finding things that fix it. So, that's what I would do there. You have the High Priestess, definitely a very intuitive time. I would be trusting your intuition at this time, or I would be like more tapping into your intuition. It seems to me like your higher self is trying to guide you. This could be through mysteries, dreams, daydreams, night dreams, whatever dreams, and fever dreams. And I think you need to pay attention to those things, because it's like clear to me that your higher self here is trying to communicate with you, even though it's showing up in the good stuff. Again, you probably are tapping in. But I would just pay attention. Like I said, I definitely feel you could be attracting a person. The 2 of Cups is someone who's usually different than your usual type. Could come from a different place or different world, a different country, whatever. And you could start communicating with this person. 2 of Cups usually starts as communication. This could also be a Leo, or, this person definitely has fire in their chart, is what I would say here, like with all this fire. So again, it could be a person who has a lot of fire in their chart. Could also be Aries as well. With the 4 of Swords, you have the 9 of Cups. Yeah, wish fulfillment. But again, 9 of Cups is all about habits, right? We have to match energy to get a wish. We don't just get things with tarot, like I say. So with the 9 of Cups, we have to match the energy of what we want to get it. And the easiest way to do that is to adopt the habits of success with whatever you want. If you want success in business, there's 6 billion videos on YouTube about becoming successful with habits in business. Go adopt some of those habits, see what works, see what doesn't, double down on the good stuff, and that will change your life. Trust, it completely changed my life. That's how I blew up this channel. That's how I've grown other secret things that I'm working on, is just by learning one new thing a day on YouTube, implementing it in my life, and then going from there, and all through habits. And I get a lot of comments from people that say, yeah, but some people seem successful or not. I'm like, no, none of that matters, right? What matters is you try something, you experiment with it. If it works, keep doing it. Who cares what their life looks like, right? So again, it doesn't matter. You have to experiment. You have to try it. Some things will work and a lot of things won't. Trust me, as like a person, and as a person who fell on their head when they were 10 years old, totally messed me up from there. It's like, if I can do it, you can do it. So there you go. You have with the High Priestess, you have the 9 of Wands. 9 of Wands is a card of the Wounded Warrior. In the area of the good stuff, it is about trying things. 9 of Wands is my card of throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. So like I always say, you just have to try more than the competition, or you just have to try more things. And that's what I would do here. I also do feel you are kind of just going through a healing. With the 2 of Cups, you have the 8 of Wands. Told you. Communication. I definitely feel whatever this is probably going to start as communication. I kind of see this as something where the two of you are not going to be able to keep your hands off each other. So, the Eight of Wands would represent something that is going to move quickly in your life. And so I feel this is probably something that will move pretty quickly. You have this Mountain Road card. It says you're on the road to success. Love it. Definitely on the road to success here. You have this chair empty. It says someone is leaving your life. I feel like someone is entering your life. I feel like if someone left, they already left. But, I kind of feel this is saying that there's a chair waiting for someone's ass to sit in it. And, definitely a new person. You have this V card. It says victory in some endeavor. Yeah, it's a really good reading. Again, for like the third time in a row, you have a much better reading than the other two water signs. So, again, things could be going a little bit better for you than the other signs, the water signs. You have this Cane card that says pay attention to your health. I think, again, Mars retrograde, we should always pay attention to our health. Even though we're not there yet, I would start practicing now. I always tell people, astrology is like a wave. You can wait until something hits, or you can start now, catch the wave early, and then you're ahead of the game. And, that's what I like to encourage people to do, to get ahead of the energy. You have this rooster. It says an arrogant, boastful person you should not cross. I kind of feel, I have a specific story popping into my head here. It's like if you meet a new person and you get a bad vibe, I feel like you need to trust that vibe right away. I'm also getting, especially in work. So again, if you're working with people, if you're thinking about getting a new job or something and you get a bad vibe, I would trust the vibe because I feel it's like an intuitive hit. But overall, really positive. I love it. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.